Alright guys, it's Charlie Tango 1994 back with another YouTube video. Got a really nice day today, so I've pulled together some bits and pieces in the garden. I want to do a test fit really of a new portable aerial that I've bought, plus some other bits and pieces that need to go together. So I wanted just to put it all together, as I say, and just make sure that I've got all the bits I need. This will all then go in a bag, stick it in the boot of the car, and when I do go out to do some radio nets at the weekends or whatever, I'll have this equipment with me. So just to talk you through what I've got. On the left here is the T2LT Aerial, a tuned transmission line trap, also known as a coaxial dipole. It's basically a length of coax. About half of it is shielded and about half of it is unshielded or exposed, and yeah, it works as a sort of foldable or collapsible aerial. Also got myself a mast, which is an 8 meter. This is actually I think a pole for flying a kite. Lots of people tend to use what are known as roach poles or fishing poles, sort of springy long fishing poles. They come in various lengths, seen 6 meter, 8 meter, 10 meter. They work just as well. It just so happens this was a couple of quid cheaper, and seems all right. So this is part of what this video is about, is to pull it all out, put it all together, see if it will do the job I want it to do. What else to say about it is a plastic. One thing to say, if you are going to go out and buy a roach pole, make sure that you don't buy an aluminium one, because obviously the aerial is metal. When you've got the aerial against other metal, it will mess things up in terms of how it works. So do make sure you get a fiberglass or whatever else pole for this kind of setup. So I needed some other bits and pieces as well to make it all work. So as I say, there's the aerial there. I went out and bought also a feeder line, basically, another length of coax, just 10 meters there. That I'm going to use to connect the actual aerial itself to the radio, and in order to do that I've just bought a little joiner, if you like. So that's a female to female joiner, so that the end of the aerial connects into the end of the coax, and a bit of electrical tape there. Just going to basically tape the aerial to the pole once it's fully extended, and then lift it sort of skyward and attach a couple of pieces of paracord. I've gone for a bright and lurid paracord, just so that in a low light situation, or if I do set it up and it's up overnight, say if I do an overnighter, that no one trips over it or rots themselves in the process. So don't normally, paracord I normally have is green, a more suitable colour for the woods, whereas this is designed to catch the eye, so you don't hurt yourself. And then obviously some tent pegs or ground stakes, which will take the other end of the paracord and hopefully hold the mast up in the air. And that basically is everything we're going to need to put the aerial up. I brought out some other bits and pieces just to show you really. This is or the reverse of it is the battery pack that goes around a Maxcom 7E handheld CB radio. So yeah, sorry guys, I had a bit of a problem with the filming there. So I was just saying, this is a Maxcom 7E case for an old 80s handheld CB, and the reason for having it is that it's got a battery compartment in the back. So when I am running portable, all I've really done is take off the end of, take the socket off the end of it, and I can then connect the CB to that and run it off the batteries. And also, obviously, I've got the batteries there, just so that when everything goes in the bag, I've got everything together. Right. So next thing is to trot down to the garden itself and extend the mast. We'll take a look at that. Alright guys, back in a sec. So I had some problems with the this bit of footage, but I'm just showing you now the mast laid out. It's a sectional mast. Each bit gets smaller and fits by a friction fit into the section below it now. Right, so I've got the mast laid flat again, and I've attached the T2LT. As you can see, it's not the tidiest of jobs, but never mind. I've got it just attached at various points with electrical tape, but as you can see, the top half of the antenna is exposed, so you can just see the core, and then about halfway down it goes back to being shielded or being coated, which is how the aerial works. The other thing to show you is just at the top here, there's a fold, so you can see this bit, it just kind of doubles back on itself. There's a bit of electrical tape there folding it back just there, and this is how you adjust the swar. So you shorten or lengthen the length of the aerial by adjusting this bend, basically where that bend is. Apologies if I sound a little bit out of breath. It's absolutely belting hot. It's got to be 30 degrees, it's got to be, and I'm dripping. So apologies, but I need to get in and get a cold drink and cool down a little bit. Anyway, before we do that, if I come down to the other end of the mast, this is the bottom end of the aerial, and what you can see here is this coil of coax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wraps is known as the ballon or the choke. So that's an important part of the aerial, and then this is the loose end that we will attach to the 10 meter of coax that I've got, and then run it into this radio shortly after I've had a little break from the sun. But I am going to attach it now with the coupler, with the adapter, before I put the mast back up. So that's what I'm going to do next. Alright, so just before I put it up, this is the bottom end of the aerial, the lower end of the mast, and it runs down below the ballon to the connector. So I've got the 10 meter coax cable connected to it, and there's just the joiner, so male to male with the joiner in the middle. That just gives me the length. This end will run out to the radio, and I'm hoping that with a 10 meter length, that should give us plenty of length, certainly when we're out portable back to whatever shelter or basher I put up. So I'm thinking that it's probably going to be long enough in my garden to get back to the radio shack. So next job is to erect the mast again. Hope that it don't all fall off. And next stage will be to put a swar meter on the end, patch it into a radio, see what sort of SWR we get. Back to you soon. Cheers guys. Right, so we got the mast set up now. You can see the aerial there, and down to the ballon, and then see the coax running back to the radio shack. But yeah, not unhappy with that. Took a little bit of doing. Glad I did it as a sort of test run before I got out in the field, sort of thing. So I learned a few interesting things from that. And how it'd hold up in very strong winds, I'm not sure, but I'm sure at some point in the future we'll find out. But dead keen to do a couple of tests and put a swar meter on it and stuff. So we'll get the other end of things sorted out, and we'll do some testing. Alright guys, see you in a minute. Cheers. So pretty well finished up now. Sadly the coax was just a couple of feet, probably about 6 foot, 7 foot short of getting to the radio shack, so I've had to bring a rig out into the garden again. Just feels very strange doing that. So I've got the power supply down there, and then got the radio set up on there, and the swar just to cover the distance the SWA meter is, sort of halfway between the two. So I done some, I SWA'd it all in, or tested it for SWA, and it went off the scale first of all, which was a massive disappointment. But I've tried another patch cable, and it seems to have sorted it all out. I am actually getting no twitch on the needle at all. I can just show you quickly if I can one-handed. Actually, I'm not sure I can. Let me try and find a way to perch things so I can film it. Right, so you've got the SWA meter there. There's also really strong sunshine, so I can't see the screen very well at the minute, but hopefully you'll be able to see this. So I've got it all set. It's on channel 1 at the moment. I have tested channel 40 as well. Look at that, needle not moving. So happy with that, happy that it's working, and it's not looking too bad. Got a couple of bits of the electrical tape have come off, but next time I do it, I'll make sure I put a full wrap round to make sure it holds it a bit more firmly. But job done, aerial in place and would be working. I've done a quick scan of the channels. I might just do another quick one just to see if anybody's on, but there's nothing out there at the moment. So in any case, there we go. That is my T2LT on its mast in the garden, and I'll be packing it all away, sticking it in the radio bag, bunging it in the boot, and in the next couple of weeks hopefully we'll get a chance to get out somewhere and give it a proper full-on test, see if we can start getting some decent signals in. Alright guys, unless I get some decent copies in the next set of tests, I'll sign off now, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers guys.